My trip to South Africa. Just before I started working at Wusong University, I went on a trip to my home country, South Africa, and these are a few things I did there. Firstly, I brought up a storm. If I'm not mistaken, in America it is called a barbecue and in Australia it is called a barbie. In South Africa we call it a braai. As you can see, we love meat in South Africa. A traditional dish in South Africa is called a potjie. Basically what it is, it's a stew that's in a cast iron pot and it is done over a fire. These are some of the ingredients that are used in this potjie. Delicious! South Africa is full of wildlife, and not too far from my mother's house is a game reserve where you can drive through and look at animals in their natural habitat. At this game reserve there aren't any dangerous animals like the lion and the cheetah. We do however have buck, zebras, wildebeest, giraffes, and more buck. Oh yes, and the odd donkey here and there. Monkeys can be found almost everywhere. There is even a place where they hand rear cheetahs, and if you are careful and listen to the instructor, you can go and touch the cheetahs. As we are in Africa and in the wild, there aren't always modern or working toilets. So you use what you can and clean up afterwards however you can. For the people that like souvenirs, there are a lot of stalls everywhere for you to buy something and take home. Seeing as how I am from South Africa, I don't buy any of these items. But foreigners love them, and it is understandable why. One of the most exciting things I did was shark cage diving. In the southwest of South Africa, in certain areas, it is breeding ground, or in this case waters, for the infamous great white shark. They took us out in a boat, which is not very big, with a cage at the back. We go out to sea and they lower the cage into the water. They attract the sharks with chum, and sooner rather than later there are a couple of sharks in the water. This picture shows where you get in the cage. It was an amazing experience. On to the last bit of my story. I was in South Africa for the Soccer World Cup. It was crazy. The people's support for their own country was just phenomenal. There were many different nationalities that came over hoping to lift the trophy. But what was great to see was the interest within South Africa. Even though our team didn't play, South Africans came in hordes to watch other games. Security was tight, but it was understandable why. One of the most fun things to do is to blow the vuvuzela. As you can see, I blew the out of it all of the games. Didn't matter where I was, I blew, and I blew, and I blew, wherever I was. As you can hear, I even brought a vuvuzela with me to Korea. But what is one of the best feelings that you can have? Yep, being at the game, blowing on a vuvuzela, having a few drinks, and your team being victorious. So that was my trip to South Africa, and I will never forget it. Hope you enjoyed watching my video. Thank you.